Hello and welcome back to another video. Today I'm on the floor for some reason. No, I'm on the floor for a reason. That's because I'm sitting right next to my Cerwin Vega CVE-18S subwoofer. I've had this subwoofer for about not quite a year yet, probably around 9 months. I'll have to check that. I don't know exactly, that's just a guess really. But this is an 18-inch 1000 watt Class D active subwoofer, and to really slim the review down, this is an amazing subwoofer for the price, okay? If you're debating between getting this and like a Behringer subwoofer that's cheap, or something like that, another subwoofer, get this, alright? If it's under $1,000, buy it, okay? Do it, it's a good subwoofer. Don't put me liable if you don't like it, okay? I don't want to deal with that, but I got the subwoofer for about 800 bucks, brand new, from a place called JD Sound & Lighting in Australia. Big shout out to, was it Greg? I think it was. Big shout out to the guy that helped me out to get this thing. Now originally there's a bit of a story behind why I got this. So I'm a sound technician and I did some installation work for a church. I do some volunteer work out. I sold the subwoofer for about $1,000 at my local music shop, and the specs looked really good. It was from Cerwin Vega, and I trust Cerwin Vega. Cerwin Vega is a reputable brand. They've been making subwoofers for many years now, and I thought, you know, for a church environment that doesn't play a lot of bass heavy music at all, in an environment where there's probably max 200 people at one time, I bought the subwoofer for them. And we put it in the auditorium in the corner of the room, and without even any EQ, upon its first sound check of the system, I was blown away. I was like, I have never heard bass this great. Like, is this really sub? Like, I haven't, you know, took the low cut off the mains or something, and I was very surprised for the price point especially. And then I was like, I want to get one of these tools for myself. I was like, oh yeah, one day I'll get that. So then I was browsing eBay one day, as I usually do. I like to do a lot of window shopping online, and I saw this subwoofer for $699, and I was like, fuck off, no way, that's not. And I clicked on it, and it was actually an X-Demo stock one, and I was like, yeah, if it works perfectly, if I'm going to X-Demo stuff, it's going to get, you know, beaten up, or not totally beaten up, but scratched and dented on road use anyway. So I was like, you know, I'll buy it, and I got it. And then about probably 1 hour after purchasing it, I received an email from JD Sound & Lighting saying, unfortunately, about half an hour after I bought it, someone had brought it in store. So I was pretty sad about that. I was like, damn it, such a good price. But the original retail price that those guys had it on for was $7.99, so about 800 Australian dollars. And he said, look, I know, you know, you really want the subwoofer and everything, so I'll give it to you for this for free shipping. Now, I'm in one side of Australia and he's on the other side of Australia, well, at least where their warehouse is, and it would have cost about $100 to ship this thing because, you know, it's a big subwoofer. It's 18 inches. It's actually pretty light for its size. It's a very lightweight subwoofer. Fun fact, this thing's actually lighter than my 15-inch passive subwoofer, believe it or not. That's because the shipping is in freight, so it came on a crate. Here's a picture of that. It came on a crate wrapped in lots of layers of plastic in multiple boxes, very well packaged and shipped, shipping 10 out of 10. So yeah, the 800 bucks, brand new, in the box, cannot complain. Now I've heard the JBL 18-inch subwoofers, and the JBL subwoofer does do better in terms of more of a tighter, punchier bass response, but you got to think about that. That's about $1,500. This is 800 bucks. This thing sounds like a minimum $1,200 subwoofer, in my opinion. For what I've had for subwoofers, I haven't really owned that many PA subwoofers. The first subwoofer I owned was just a 15-inch passive subwoofer, about 300 watts RMS. It was good. I paid about 300 bucks for it, but then I was like, it's not enough. It's pretty heavy. In fact, it was very heavy. It's about like 45 kilos. This thing is about 30 or 40, I think is the spec sheet saying that. But I love it, okay? I love it. Mainly not just because of the price point, but because of its lightweight, it's loud, it's got amazing frequency response. This is like one of the only subwoofers that the manufacturer, this is like one of the only subwoofer that Cerwin Vega says in the specifications that it can go down to 27 hertz. I'm like, even the JBL subwoofers and like the really high end stuff only say, oh, we're going to go down to 40 hertz. And you know, people will say, people say that, oh, for PA use and stuff, you don't really need anything below 40 hertz. I can somewhat agree on that, but for DJ use, to have the experience of just sounds so much better, subsonic and really deep bass it's just amazing. Like, I can't live without it. And yes, this thing will more than easily go down to 27 hertz. I've tested that. I've done frequency measurement responses in rooms and outdoor environments, and I've confirmed that with tone generators. It can add a bit of add like a bit of EQ to this thing. Push down 25 hertz. Now, where the subwoofer shines. Now, this subwoofer obviously has its strengths and weaknesses. I'd say the only downsides to it are probably the fact that it doesn't really have that much visual indication of a signal, so it doesn't have a LED signal light, or it doesn't have a clip light. That, I think, would be sort of handy, but that's telling me that Cerwin Vega is confident that even if you drive this thing and you could hear the driver bottoming out and you could hear it somewhat limiting, that they're not going to blow it, alright? Now, my initial thoughts of when I got this were, okay, it's plastic enclosure, is it wood? No, it sounds like plastic, it also sounds like wood. It is wood, okay, you can see in this corner here, there's a chip here and you can see the wood underneath it. However, if someone from Cerwin Vega is watching this, please maybe apply a second coat or like a base coat of paint that's also black. And I do use it about probably twice a month on an actual gig. I am moving around my house and putting it in different rooms to use it and just play with it. And it's got some chips at the front and the corners here. But that's what's going to happen if you buy gear and you use it out on the road on an actual gig. It's going to get a little cosmetically damaged. That's just what happens. Front grille here. It's just that solid steel grille with that sort of hexagon pattern cut out of it, and a foam and then the foam is behind that. The grille, you can press it, you can slightly make it flex, but it doesn't flex at all when it's playing. So the way it works is the subwoofer is here and the ports are at the very bottom of it. It's a bass reflex design. You'll notice there's wheels on the back of it. The wheels aren't really that easy to get, but I was like, hey, I'll just email the guy again. I emailed him, do you sell wheels for this? He said, yep. The wheels were 50 bucks including shipping, and yeah, I stuck them on there, no problems. They work fine, makes it very easy to transport in and out. Now I'm going to tell you about the different environments and use cases that the subwoofer really works in. So if you're in a large room, an auditorium or something, this subwoofer does great because it can reproduce those deep frequencies that resonate well in a large space. And it also performs, I think, at its best when it's in an outdoor environment. It just has this really smooth and clean bass response. I'm currently in a very small room. It's actually basically my studio. You do get very resonant frequencies, about 50-60 hertz, but it's an 18-inch subwoofer. It's designed to be in a big space, an outdoor space. The DSP at the back has a PA mode and a club/DJ mode. The only difference between that is the PA mode just extends down deeper and has a more smoother bass response, whereas the club and DJ mode just has a more punchier bass response and makes it more prominent in that 50 to 40 hertz region. So if you want loud and chest thumping bass, put it in club DJ mode. If you want sort of just deep bass, or you've got like a bass guitar or something like that, put it in PA mode. I always leave it in PA mode even for my DJ gigs because I just want that deep bass, that's all I want. And it does that really easily, no problems, never complains. The subwoofer also has Bluetooth functionality. Now I was like, okay, I'm probably never going to use that, but I'll be honest with you, I've played with it a few times. I think it's pretty cool. So this subwoofer is part of Cerwin Vega's CVE range, and as a part of that they also sell I think a 10 and a 12 inch top for the CVE range. But those also have Bluetooth functionality, and you can do the stereo, and you could also do true wireless stereo with Bluetooth.
Subwoofer is probably at about 85% power right now. I have got a bit of EQ that's taking out the 50 and 60 hertz. Although I don't know the true. Nope. Maybe I'll put it in PA mode. That's where the song's doing some EQ. Because it's ripped off YouTube. Right, I found that out today. Since the song is ripped off YouTube, it's got a lot of compression and the low end just cuts out right away. So I guess we're just going to have to go with a different sound checking song on Spotify that is copyright free. So we'll go to, okay, let me. Yeah, it's about 20 meters away. It's a shit song, but it's got good sub bass, so
I will give you a piece of advice that's not really related to this, but if you're buying a subwoofer and you're thinking of buying just like one of those cheap subwoofers that are under like 500 bucks and it's from Behringer, Skytech, Rockville, brands like that, don't do it, okay? If you want good bass response, seriously, save the money and get something like this or something better. Okay, get them from an actual reputable brand. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, comment. I'll answer your questions, I'll reply to your comments. I'm very active in the comment section of my videos. So yeah, if you've got any questions about this or you want me to give you some links on where to buy this, they'll be in the description below. Big shout out to the person from JD Sound and Lighting who helped me build this sub. I understand that this video was very late. It's a great subwoofer. And I'll see you next time.